Hey, what is up today, guys? This is Ronster1082, and what I'm going to bring you guys today is a little bit of a PS4 after conference video. So basically, I'm going to let you know everything that I learned in the conference, and just in case you guys missed a little bit and whatnot. So first off, we're just going to talk a little bit about the game itself. The console, they didn't release any kind of pictures of the console or anything like that, so that's still kind of up in the air. But there was a leaked, I guess, photo of the PS4 controller, which was actually to be true. It's a little bit of a different design. It's a little bit longer on the handles, a little bit bigger, not too much, but still has that kind of DualShock look. It's still kind of the same look, but it's a little bigger. It's got a little touchpad on the front and share button, and I think that's it. I don't know what the left button does, but one of the buttons is a share button that if you say, I guess if you did something really cool in Call of Duty or something like that, you could share it to your friends on Facebook or something like that. So I don't know, that's kind of cool. They've talked about, like, with the share button and everything, like, I don't know if it's live stream integration or not. They never really specifically said that there's going to be a live stream integration or not, but I'm assuming there's going to be, which I'm guessing that they're going to be using Ustream, which, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you can stream to Twitch or YouTube or not, so that would be kind of a, I guess, downside if you couldn't stream to those other sites, if it was just strictly a Ustream stream. But I guess we'll get into a little bit of the specs here. It's got an x86 processor, so basically it's going to be a pretty good processor, and it's going to be an integrated processor just like any console is. It's going to have the GPU and everything integrated into one chip. That way it cuts down on the cost of the console, and it makes it smaller. And there's a lot of companies that are like really good with this type of work, and Sony has found one in particular. I think it's probably going to be AMD, which is probably going to be the same thing as the Xbox. And so basically, it's going to have, and also Sony, it's going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. And it's going to be high quality DDR5 RAM. Most computers have DDR3 RAM, and DDR5 is going to be really high quality, so don't have to worry about any kind of, and it's going to be one single chip apparently. So like we talked about with the PS3, how it had 2 quarter gigabyte chips. Well, this is going to have a single 8 gigabyte chip. So that means there's no like missing parts or anything like that. So it's gonna be kind of nice to know that it's going to be a solid piece. That way you can use, I think it would probably be about 8.7 or 7.71 gigabytes or something like that that you can actually use. So that's quite a bit, especially compared to like what we have now. I mean, there could be all kinds of stuff that's going on, which is one thing that they talked about in the presentation was the fact that the process, they hinted at apologizing. They didn't really 100% apologize for it, but they apologized for the cell processor in the PS3. If you guys don't know what the cell processor is, basically what it was is it was their own designed processor. It's not on, nobody else had any kind of patents to it or anything, and it wasn't sold in computers or anything, so it was a completely new processor that really hindered the way that people would develop games on the PS3. So they're with the new processor, they're going to go back into a direction that it's going to be off the shelf type of products, so it's going to be a lot easier to code for and everything. So hopefully there won't be that gap in between like what Xbox and PS3 games are. So there won't be that huge gap of like how Call of Duty plays on the Xbox compared to the way it plays on the PS3. So that's a really nice thing. And another, like, a really nice thing that they're going to be doing is the Gaikai integration. If you guys don't know what Gaikai is, it's a cloud gaming services. And Gaikai, PlayStation bought them last year, so somewhere around February last year. So, and I've actually known about this for a while, and it's basically going to be, you're going to be able to play games in a certain level. For example, like they said that they were going to release their Gaikai integration in different waves. So what I'm guessing, which they said at the beginning that there could be no download times at all anymore. But at the beginning he's like, well, you could download the first like 50 megabytes of a game and be able to play the game, and then while you're playing the game be able to continue downloading the game, which is really cool. I don't get me wrong, but being able to actually just buy a game and instantly start playing it, that would be amazing. Like, and I think that's kind of one of the things that they're talking about with the Gaikai integration, is once you basically once you start playing a game, it's just going to be streamed, especially while you're downloading it, like instantly being able to be streamed to you instead of downloading it and waiting for it for say 5 minutes and then being able to play it and then have the rest download. That's basically the way they're looking at it, I guess, in this feature. And one thing that I'm really excited for is Gaikai is they could, in the future, like they said, they're going to have integrations of rollouts over the whole program. And I say within a year after the PS3 or PS4s came out, there could be dedicated servers. Gaikai can do dedicated servers, and which would be amazing. Like if you guys have ever played Battlefield 3, like everything's always especially if you get into a dedicated server, which you rarely ever don't. It's amazing the connection that you have compared to other people. Like everybody's on a completely level playing field. Especially if you're in the vicinity of the dedicated server. It's just amazing compared to like how the ping system works. It's just so much better in terms of I guess connection wise and playability. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, is finding out if Gaikai is eventually going to do some kind of live stream, or not live streaming, but like dedicated servers for the PlayStation. That would be amazing, and if that's possible, then I would really give props to Sony for that, because with Gaikai, it's a pretty big company. So, and don't expect Xbox to be using Gaikai as well, because Gaikai is bought by Sony, so there's no way that Xbox is going to have Gaikai, which there are other companies out there. I don't know if Xbox has bought one yet, but I'm sure that if they haven't, they're looking into it now. Because also, with another thing is, like, when you're downloading a game now, you have to wait until the game is downloaded. Well, in the next PS4, there's going to be a secondary processor. So say you want to play your favorite game and you want to download Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever it would be in the future. Well, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be able to be downloaded while you're playing the next COD at the same exact time. Like right now you can't do that. You have to wait for the game to download and then play, and you basically have anywhere between an hour to 3 hours of downloading that you have to wait and not be able to really do anything at all. I don't think you can even be on Netflix, so that's going to be really nice. And also they said that with the secondary processor, your system doesn't even have to be on in order for it to download. So that's kind of cool. I'm guessing it's a really low-powered processor that doesn't take very much power, and you're able to download while you're not playing. And they also said something about like games could be already downloaded to your system before you even buy them, so like you have absolutely no wait. That's kind of like the thing that this was saying, no downloading times. And also with Gaikai, like it's gonna be probably more of digital downloads. Like you're gonna be pretty much able to download any game you want digitally. And I don't know, maybe in the future, like right now it's not so much better, but maybe in the future the games will be cheaper. I mean, there's no hardware or anything like that they have to actually ship out, no discs, or they don't have to make any game cases or anything like that, so it's going to be a lot cheaper for them to be able to do that. Now whether or not that actually happens, nobody really knows. But also another cool thing is there was a suspend mode. The suspend mode, it actually allows you to play a game, sit it down, go watch Netflix and then switch right back to the game right after you're done watching Netflix, or vice versa. Like you're watching Netflix and then one of your friends says, hey, let's go play. You're like, alright, so you switch over to your game, and once you're done playing your game, you can switch right back to Netflix and be at the exact same spot. You don't have to go through any menus or anything like that. So that's kind of cool in that terms of thing. And like with the integration of all the apps that Xbox has, expect a lot more with the PS3 as well. There's going to be, like, if Xbox comes out with an app, there's going to be an app for the PS3. Like, they're pretty much going to be very, very similar in terms of specs. I wouldn't expect Xbox to be any better or any worse. So in that retrospect, everything should be able to port over well for each and every single console. They did, like, I don't know if you guys saw any of the tests or anything like that or games that they did, but they did a 1 million particle test, which is which 1 million particles just fall down from the sky, and it's a very hard test to do for any kind of processor and GPU. And apparently they did this, and I mean, it wasn't like a really high graphical or anything. It was kind of a little bit better graphics than, say, a Spyro game. But the fact that it could do it without barely hurting the CPU, apparently it barely worked this GPU, and the CPU barely worked at all. So I mean, it was just amazing. And then there was another model that they showed, and it was talking about all of the particles and all the polygons that go into a character, and they go from, like, 1999, there was 250 polygons per character, up until now, which is this next game that's going to come out. Actually, I'm guessing on the PS4, and it's going to have a 50 million particles or polygons. And it looked like when I first saw it, I thought it was a real guy. Like, it was an old guy. He had, like, his wrinkly face, and you could see his eyes moving, and, like, there was glossiness to his eyes, and, like, it was crazy how graphical it was. Like, you could tell, like, for example, like in movies, you could tell how an actor feels by the way he looks, or he or she, whatever. And with this, like, you can literally see, like, some of, like, I don't know, like, you could imagine some of the things that he's actually been through. Like, I know you had characters in the past, like, you can kind of imagine that, but, like, his face was so detailed, and, like, his eye movements, like, you could see his eyebrows moving, everything, any kind of, like, movement in his lips. It was just amazing on how quality it was. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also another game that was really, really cool was Watch Dogs, but my favorite was Drive Club. Drive Club looked amazing. Like, I don't know, like driving games usually do look really good, but this game looked amazing, like out of this world amazing. And I don't know, it's a team-based driving game, and it's gonna be in a first-person racer mode. So you don't have, like, the overview of the car, which is kind of cool to me. Like, I kind of wish that there was a lot more games like that, because if you had to be in the car, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But I don't know, it's kind of like a first-person racer game instead of shooter. And I don't know how well it's going to do, but the way it looked, it just looked amazing. And then it kind of brings into the team aspect of everything, like Call of Duty and everything. Like, if you want to play the objective, you can play the objective. If you want to be the guy that goes way out in front of everybody and just tries to go for speed, you could be that guy. So it's going to be crazy. There's going to be challenges that you can do, everything. So if you guys are interested in that, I mean, you guys can look at the live stream. It's about probably an hour and 15 minutes into it, I think, somewhere around there. And I don't know, that's pretty much all I have for right now. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be at E3 and stuff. There's going to be new updates, which I expect the Xbox to be released at E3. I don't think that, I think the reason that PS3 did it now was just so that they weren't overshadowed by any reason. They didn't want Steam to come out with their Steam box yet. I mean, they just wanted to get hype, which they did a very good job at getting hype for the PS4. I mean, it was amazing. Like everything that they did, they showed a bunch of games and everything, and every single one of them looked crazy, like compared to like what we have now. So be excited for the future of the consoles. I mean, obviously, the PCs are probably gonna have to like up their game compared to like what they have now, just because of the fact that the only thing that's selling PCs right now is the fact that, you know, it's just so much better than what the PS3 and the Xbox is right now. But also, it's going to be coming the holiday of 2013. So I would say that would be at least by Thanksgiving. That would be my guess. Just because, you know, there's Black Fridays, shoppers and stuff like that go out and literally buy every single present that they want to on Black Friday for every single person that they want. So I don't think that they could miss that date and be able to sell what they want to sell. But I put the price range at a low to mid $400. That's where I think it should be, especially with the fact that they're probably going to have, especially with Gaikai, they're probably going to have some kind of monthly or yearly subscription that you have to pay, which isn't a big deal. I mean, we're kind of used to it with the Xbox and everything. I know the PS3 people don't really like the fact of paying for subscriptions or anything like that, but I mean, I don't know, we're getting these consoles that are needing all this support, and I think that they need it. It's not so much like they can just roll it out and take them, like his consoles, like they're gonna take a huge loss. Like Sony and Xbox are gonna take a huge loss, like when they sell these consoles, especially with the technology that they have in them. They're gonna take a huge loss whenever they sell them. Like they should sell for anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500, but they sell them for like $400 to $500. That's where my price range would probably be for it. I think the Xbox will be a little bit cheaper, just because of the sole fact that they don't have any kind of import cost or anything like that. Because all the parts for the Sony PlayStation would be made in the US, but they're shipped over to Japan and then shipped around the world. So it's, I don't know, it's all constructed in Japan and then shipped around the world. So it takes a little bit longer for them to ship things out and a little bit more money. But this is going on forever, so I will see you guys later, and peace.
It seems like the world is testing me. Will I conquer or will it get the best of me? Half of the world sees success in me, the other half is second guessing me. But I kid you not, don't mess with me, cause I think I got something possessing me. No matter what, I'm gonna give what's left of me. I didn't choose this life, it was destiny. Now I'm feeling like I might go psycho. Stand back cause I'm feeling like I might blow. Slim chance but I'm putting up a fight though. They tell me just the wrong path but I know what's right though. Let's pick up the world and shake it. Throw it to the ground and laugh as I break it. Let the whole world know that I'ma make it. And if you don't give it to me then I'm gonna take it. Beast mode, I'm in beast mode. Gunning for the top, cock back, reload. I'm a new man with a new attitude, but don't get me wrong, I'm still me though. I'm all in now, I ain't bluffing. I risk everything, regret nothing. My determination's disgusting, so every day my ass I'm busting.